problem was I got so happy with my 50 mark, I temporarily halted process and progress. I'm like, hey, I hit my 50 mark, woohoo! Let me go celebrate, woohoo! I can eat at the restaurant, woohoo! I can eat at the restaurant, woohoo! I can eat. And next thing you know, weigh in week after weigh in week, I have to see this lady and step on a scale and go, I don't know where that pound came from, Tita. I don't know where that pound came from, Tita. No, Tita, I'm doing it. So yeah, I definitely became so happy with my progress that I stepped back by becoming complacent and not sticking to the guidelines that I should have for exercise and diet.
Like what you've done in the past.
Right.
Accountability is probably one of the hardest things to fulfill, because always we put blinds on the things that we refuse to accept. In our mind we think that we're doing the right things, we're eating the right foods, but truthfully we are not.
Right.
Now that is something that we need. Honesty and perseverance should be in the same level. You're working hard, but you still have to be honest, so we know exactly what's wrong.
Right.
We can make adjustments accordingly. So this is something that probably a guideline that you hear a lot from us, especially in Zumba when we're holding our green bottles. The role of water in our diet. Okay, Dawn, I love the fact that when I saw her about more than a week ago, I told her, hey Dawn, you're sweating a lot. And she said, this is my 5th bottle. And I said, oh really? And this is my 2nd day of doing it, and I just feel so differently, Tita. I thought those were the magic words that I've been waiting from her. And so that is her honesty. Knowing and believing that water is a very important guideline in allowing your body to be cleansed. Because without water, even if you're dieting, the cleansing technique is not as good. Correct? So,
Correct.
how about the role of exercise versus exercise toxicity? This is fun. We need to talk about this because we see this a lot, okay?
Yeah, hi, my name is Dawn, and I was a victim of exercise toxicity. Hi,
She was asleep while she was weighing in, while she was waiting for me.
There's pictures of me out there on the web of me sleep in a chair. Exercise. The role of exercise, I've learned first, like I said, knowledge, and I thank you and Gonzalez Bariatrics because you can't have one without the other. You can't diet and not exercise. You can't exercise and not diet. Although you might think, oh, I go to the gym this many times so I can eat whatever I want. No, you still need the dieting part. As far as exercise goes, for a while, I still do, I look forward to coming to the gym. I look forward to working out Zumba,
yes.
One of my favorite things. You guys
yes.
see me doing moves. I can't dance without doing a Zumba move now. But there was a point where I did it too much.
Right.
And there was a point even when I was exercising so much, but I didn't incorporate the dieting part. So the weight loss was still slow. No matter how many times I came to the gym, no matter how many classes of Zumba I was attending, the progress wasn't there. Yeah, I might have lost a half a pound, but it wasn't the results that I've seen when I coupled exercise and dieting together in the proper manner. And so, but even with that, I have to listen to my body.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go for, days on days and hours on hours of exercising because, like you brought up before, your body responds to that, and not in a positive way that you think it's going to with all the exercise. So that was definitely a big key that I learned from you.
Yes, very good. A lot of people, as you can see, keep exercising, but their sizes, their weight, you don't see any changes. And it's because weight loss is it's like a puzzle. It is putting different guidelines together to make the puzzle complete. So what are the guidelines that we always try to put a lot of importance to? First would be water, exercise, your pyramid, your frequent feeding, your portion control, and many others. We shall be going over these, again in probably our next session, because it's a very long one that entails a lot of discussion. For now, we were just isolating this discussion to water, hydration, and frequent feeding. When you started the program, how many times do you eat in a day?
When first starting?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The old Dawn.
The old Dawn. It's so funny because you would think a lot of, and I think that's the misguided perception of things is that, oh, I don't eat that much in a day, so I'm all right. I can lose weight that way, and it's not the truth. To me, in my personal opinion, I'm like, oh, I don't eat a lot, and I didn't, but it was at the different times that I ate. I think one thing was late eating. That was a big thing before starting the program, and also portions. I felt I'm a big girl, so I need big portions, and that's not going to help me lose anything. So in the beginning, I probably ate 2 to 3 times a day, honestly, because and a big thing that used to get on me about, I didn't eat breakfast, so I would actually start my meals with lunch and dinner, and so maybe in a meal somewhere in between or after, depending on how I was feeling that night. So
and the night becomes your biggest meal.
Right,
correct?
right.
Very good. And that is probably one of the things that we try to redesign as far as the lifestyle of our clients and patients are concerned. There is a very good it's a good guideline to dieters. They say that a good dieter must eat like a queen at breakfast, moderate amount, eat like a king at lunch. That should be your biggest meal, because that's the time of the day when your metabolic speed is running at its fastest speed. Then your metabolic speed naturally slows down by about 5 p.m. so that come dinner time, the speed of metabolism is even slower than it is at breakfast. And what do we do by nature of our lifestyle? We have the biggest meal. So they said that 70 to 80% cause of weight gain is not necessarily by the food that we eat, but by big dinner. Okay, but we will tackle this item more on our next session. Now, plans for the next week, next 6 months, Dawn.
Plans for the next 6 months is still to stick with it. Still, as I've mentioned many times, there's going to be times life affects you. You're going to fall off track naturally. But to get back on it, to always remember, as you brought out, it will always stick with me, start with the basics. If you fall off track and you see that things are reversing, go right back to the beginning and start with the basics and build that plan and routine up. So that's my plan now for the next 6 months, is to definitely keep up with the water, lots and lots of water, lots and lots of bathroom breaks, oh my goodness.
Yes.
The smaller meals at the appropriate times to eat, every 2 to 3 hours,
yes.
and to keep up with my exercise and